Hi, thanks for joining the K15T Team Up Forum. We are Lively Apps, a fully remote team with developers in Vancouver, Canada, and Munich, Germany. We make tools to help teams like us collaborate effectively using Confluence, and we're going to give a short demonstration of some of our best-selling tools.
Hi there, everybody. This is Felix from Lively Apps in Vancouver, and I would like to talk to you a little bit about the topic of team awareness, because team awareness in my mind is right now especially important, and we can't talk about it enough. So at Lively Apps, we use a range of tools for our communication, and sometimes this communication just gets lost in channels, and you have many channels, and it's really easy to lose the big picture. So what the heck are people really doing? And it's frustrating sometimes. So what we decided to do is we transferred a big picture into Confluence. So in the beginning, we weren't really sure what we would do about this. We did it really simple. We created a table and gave this table a date and a time and a from, a content, and some properties. And then every day, I would write something like June 11, time 16:30. This is Felix, and I would say today was great. I created a Pocket Tree release. No properties. So then, every diary entry would be one row in this table from different people. So I prepared some content to demo this a bit better. Here's a bit of a larger table, and then this table would grow, like new entries would be appended to the top of the table. And there we had our diary. So we are a Confluence app company pretty much, and obviously this can be the end of the story for us. This is a table, and every time I want to make an entry, I have to edit the page and enter all these details. Very cumbersome. So what we did is we created a Confluence macro. It's called Diary for Confluence. So this is our app. And I would just add this macro. And the nice thing about that is that I would just be able to copy the whole table into the macro, because we wanted to keep the structure in a way. And then I would edit this macro, and you can already see that it's rendering differently. We could change the styling a little bit so it would look even nicer. And I would save this, and you see the table is all there still. And it looks really nicely formatted now. And the best thing in my mind is that I don't have to edit the page anymore. I can just click here and create new entry like this, and no more details. And we have the rich text formatting bar on top, and I would save this, and it would be prepended to my diary. So if you're interested in diary or any other of our apps, please join us in our breakout session. Thanks for your attendance.
Hi, I'm Sven, and I want to show you how we solved the problem of data integration at Lively Apps. Really quick, what is data integration? Essentially, if you have any external system, like a database or a tool that has a REST API, and you want to show data from that external system inside your Confluence, that's data integration. And we want to show you how we do that at Lively Apps, because we have a pretty cool tool for that, which is called Pocket Query. Over here, I'm in the Pocket Query administration. And as you can see, I have 3 data sources set up. So these are my external systems. As you can see, I have a demo database and the Marketplace REST API, also another database. But today we're only going to look at the demo database. So this is what a data source looks like, quite simple. And you can also change the type. If we now want to work with that external system, we can specify a so-called query. And for a database, that's very simple. Simply have some SQL, right? And for a REST API, it would be the path or the endpoint that you want to talk to. And if I want to now execute the statement and see the data that we get from it in our Confluence page, all I have to do is insert the Pocket Query macro and choose the query that I want. So the correct one is already selected. And let me hit the preview button. And as you can see, this is our data. It's coming straight from the database. So this is very simple. This is just a table, right? But with Pocket Query, you have complete control over how your data can be rendered. And in Pocket Query, this is done by so-called templates. If you've worked as a Confluence administrator before, you might have already seen Velocity templates. So this is what this looks like. And in my query, I can choose these templates, right? So let's choose the table with links template, for example, and save my query. And if I now read out the page, you see that my table now has links in it. And of course, you can do much more than links. You can do colors, you can group columns, you can do nested tables. It's very powerful, and it can do exactly what you want. Let me show you one more feature really quick, which is really handy. In Pocket Query, you can also define parameters. So this query has a parameter for the continent, for example. And let me just choose that query really quick. As you can see here, it now wants me to enter a value for a continent parameter. So let me enter Europe really quick. And let me refresh the preview. And as you can see, this now loads data for Europe, right? So these are all European countries. And if I enter something like Asia, you can see that it now loads data for Asian countries. And of course, as you might have already noticed, this is not a table anymore. This is a chart. So you really do have complete control over what your results look like with Pocket Query. One more thing, maybe really quick. If you enable a few checkboxes in here and save the macro, you can give your users the ability to change this parameter from the page view mode, right? So you can even put in a new value here and search the database for it, and bam, there's the data. So we've really just scratched the surface of what is possible with Pocket Query here. It has lots of more features. It's a really mighty tool. And if you want to know more about it, just look on the marketplace. It's the number 5 top-rated Confluence right now. Oh, and it's also a staff pick. And if you want to know more about it, just look at the listing or talk to us during the event.
Hey, my name is Fabian, and I'm really happy that I can tell you something about Lively Blocks now. Lively Block really helps us getting work done as a remote team. This is due to the fact that when you visit your Confluence instance with Lively Blocks, you immediately get the blog posts on the right side next to your activity logs or like your saved laters. And this is pretty cool because now you don't have to go to each space and look for blog posts there, but every blog post that is important for you and in your company is right on the front page of your Confluence. So before I explain some of the features of Lively Blocks in depth, let us just create a blog post together, shall we? So I create a blog post in my own space. So let me copy the title. And next, I want to bring in an image. So I just drag and drop it onto here, upload it. And now, as you can see, next to the size options and properties, there is also a new option called teasers. If you click this, the image we just uploaded will be the teaser image of the whole blog post that will be shown on the dashboard. Next, we want to add an excerpt. An excerpt is basically a summary of the whole blog post you can add. So yeah, let's do this. We create an excerpt and put a content in here. And below this, we obviously just put the content of a usual blog post. I also want to give this blog post the label dev. So I add the tag, and now we can publish this blog post. This looks like a normal blog post right now, does it? But if we go back to the dashboard of a Confluence instance, you can see that the blog post also appeared on the right side. You may also have realized this orange dot. This is the category of this blog post. Blog posts can also have multiple blog categories. You can create multiple different categories. So if you want to have a category which matches all blog posts posted in the events space, as you can see here with Sven, you can just create that. Or you can also create a category matching all blog posts with a certain tag, as we see here with my blog post we just created together. So the limit for categories is your fantasy. So let's go to blog posts. So blogs up here. This is another new cool tab we created. And this is actually a cool blog overview you can get for every blog post created on the instance. You can also see the categories I just talked about up here, and you can just click through the different categories of the whole instance. So in my opinion, those were the coolest features of Lively Blogs. If you want to learn more about Lively Blogs for Confluence, check out our marketplace listing or our website.
Hey, my name's Braxton. While we're all sharing, I'd call myself a tad forgetful. But these days, who isn't? Between development meetings, conferences, Zoom socials, and birthdays, without the lunchtime break room reminder from Nick, how was I supposed to remember we had a meeting today? Luckily, between Confluence and Task Reminder by Lively Apps, this is a solved problem. So naturally, as my fellow forgetful ones know, when preparing for something, step one is to make a list of tasks, even better if they have due dates. We have an upcoming dinner social. So as it's at my place, I need to remember to do the dishes. They've really piled up. And the party is on the 20th, so let's try and get that done at least by the 19th. A little bit of leeway should be good. So are these all of my tasks that I have to do this week? I mean, maybe. Let's go poke around in some other spaces and see if there's anything else. Team social. So this is the same team social. Maybe I have a task there for me. No, one task for Fabian, and he's super on top of it. So I could go poking around all the spaces and all the pages, or with Task Reminder, I could just wait until Monday morning. As with every Monday morning, I get sent a convenient email. Look at that, all my tasks. And the first is an expired one, which I'm working on right now. You'll also see a link to the page it comes from. So let's see, what else was in there? Other tasks, which everyone already did. A little embarrassing. But again, as you can see, all my tasks are consolidated in one place in a reminder email, which is sent directly to my inbox. Super handy. Now let's take things over to the administration side of Task Reminder. Okay, so here's the Confluence administration, and we're in the Task Reminder settings. I already know some of you are thinking, I'm going to get too many emails. However, Task Reminder doesn't need to be sent to everybody. We can send the reminders to everyone except for those few of them that we really trust. Or maybe we're only sending the emails to people we really don't trust. Braxton, let's make sure I get that video done on time. And let's see. Also, how often are we going to send these emails to them? Maybe once a week is not good enough. Let's be a little bit more aggressive. There you go. 8 a.m. Monday to Friday now. I can use any cron expression I want and get it at any regularity I want. Quick save. Now Braxton's going to get a lot of emails. Okay, so lastly, here's the Task Reminder email template page. These are the emails that all your users are going to see. Looks just like the one we saw a minute ago, right? Now I have a tiny gripe with this. I don't like the way that the date's formatted. I'm a programmer and I really think that everything should be big endian. So let's take a quick edit and change the way that the email template is rendered. So I'm going to go, the year should be the thing in front, followed by the month, followed by the date. Also, I noticed that the tasks that don't have a due date are often getting forgotten. So I'm just going to put it at the front. Braxton doesn't forget these. And also, I didn't really like the font, so let's change that too. And while we're here, let's see a preview. And look at that. Looks a bit more programmer friendly. And the dates are formatted correctly. I'm going to save this. And these are the emails that my users are going to get. And if you need help with the cascading style sheets or HTML, you can always check our documentation or leave a support request. And that is Task Reminder. Anyway, see you later.
Thanks for watching our video. This is actually a lot like how our daily meetings go every day. If you're interested in learning more how we work together, please check out our breakout session. Bye.
Bye.